Oh yeah, hello. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. Thank you so much for joining in. How's everyone doing? I hope you guys can see me, hear me, see my screen. All good on that front. Everyone, you can just type your responses in the chat box. I will be able to view them. Great. Thank you so much, Arij, Mohammed. Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining in. What we will now do is we will start off with today's webinar. So exciting topic over here that we have, which we will discuss. So here we will discuss about business model analysis, and we will have a couple of case studies on Emirates Airlines and Zara. Very nice business models. One is our local company, the other one is a Spanish company. So we'll discuss that. And the one thing which I have seen, let me introduce myself first, and I will explain you why did I pick this topic up for today. Now, my name is Shiv Mehta. I'm a CFA charter holder, a certified management accountant, and a certified financial planner. I have been teaching finance courses over the past 10 years, which includes CMA, CFA, some part of ACCA as well I have taught in the past. And other courses that I have taught is financial modeling courses. I've also taught private equity and investment banking courses in the past. This has been my teaching experience. And apart from that, I've also had my share of industry experience across finance verticals such as financial planning, credit research, equity research. I've also worked in investment banking and private equity. So it's been the industry experience was a journey of around 7 years in all these verticals. So I am well equipped to talk about this topic which we have in front of us. And the reason I wanted to discuss this topic is because I have seen a lot of analysts in the past, even finance manager. And whenever we ask them what is the business model of the company, they do not know what to talk about. So what I wanted to do today is I wanted to give a framework that if in case somebody asks you, hey, what is the business model of a company, then what things that you need to look at. So this is the objective of today's topic, today's webinar. Now, let me also point out that whether you are working as an internal finance manager, a management accountant at a particular company, and you're working on a budgeting process, or you are working as an external analyst, such as you might be an equity research analyst, you might be a credit research analyst, you might be an M&A analyst, and you are working on forecasting the financial statements. Now, it is important that before you start your budgeting process, before you start your financial modeling process, it is important for you to first understand the business model of the company. The business model of the company is just company's plan for making the profits, which is revenue minus costs. Now, the business model is developed by the management of a company. It's developed by the board of directors of the company. And to develop the business model, what they do is they first study what is the external environment. What I mean by external environment is they look at political scenarios, economic scenarios, the social demographics that we have, legal environment. So all of these external factors, along with the industry which they want to enter in, including their competitors, they first do that study. Let me highlight this over here itself, that this is something that is taught in CMA. So I'm not getting into the details of that. How do we read the external environment? How do we do the industry analysis? How do we do a competitive analysis? How do we figure out what strategy the company is employing? Although business model also involves study of strategy. But at the same time, we are talking about a long-term strategy, which comes after they have the management of the company has looked at the external environment. All right. So We're not getting into that part, but I will directly get into the business model part of it. And today, my friends, you can, one thing that I would say is that if you can, please try to make notes as well of this. So here, let's start. So understanding business models. Now, firstly, let me talk about what is a business model. Now, as I already pointed out, the business model is the company's plan for making a profit, which is nothing but how do they make sales, what are the costs they incur to make those sales. So revenue minus cost in a specific business, right? Now, what it is supposed to answer, the kind of questions that the business model is supposed to answer is who your customers are, who will be your customer, what value you are adding to the customer, and how you can do that at a reasonable cost. So all you want to do is you want to maintain a low cost and deliver a high value to the customer for which they are ready to pay a higher price. Now, for this, the company or the company's management will have to think, what do they want to sell? To whom do they want to sell? That is, we want to figure out the target market. And then what will be their anticipated expenses in order to cater to this market. So there are two levers to any business model: the pricing of the product and the cost of making that product. So all you want is that pricing should be better than the costs. And how will that happen? If you are creating value for the customers. When I say value for the customers, what that means is either you are solving a particular problem of the customer, or you are delivering something which the customer desire for, right? So this is the crux of the business model. Now, in my next slide, I will tell you, whenever somebody asks you, hey, what is the business model of a company, you should think from this framework perspective. You need to answer these four primary questions. The first question is, who is your customer? Who do you plan to sell your offerings to? Now, usually a company would basically bucket or group the customers into different segments. And these different segments have similar needs, characteristics, behavior, right? And what we also see is that we want to see what is the problem of each and every segment that I can probably solve. So this is who is your customer. What value does the business deliver to the customers? So we also want to figure this part out. What value are we giving to the customers? What are we offering that the customer wants or desire? Or what problem are we solving for the customer? Right? Now, in the case of Facebook, what problem is Facebook trying to solve? Facebook is trying to solve a problem, and I mean, it did it 20 years back, but there was a problem that people faced in connecting with their closed ones, which were far off, right? So Facebook had helped them connect and chat with other people around the world. So they have made the world a smaller place. And for that, they didn't even charge any fee for it from the users. So that was the value proposition from Facebook. Similarly, Netflix, what problem did Netflix solve? Now, Netflix didn't, I mean, it solved a problem, but at the same time, it gave the consumer what it wanted in the form of on-demand content. Now, nobody was, if you look at it, you go back 10, 15 years, all we used to watch is cable TV, right? And we used to watch whatever the cable TV was showing us, right? But at a particular point in time, if you want to watch a particular movie, we won't be able to. And Netflix solved that issue for us, right? So that was the value proposition. That was the value proposition of Netflix. So it's basically, it's solving a problem for the customer. Now, the next thing is, how would we solve that problem for the customer? So basically here we answer, how does the business operate? Now, in how does the business operate, there are various things that we can look at. Okay. Now here, first thing that we look at is key activities. So what are we actually selling to our customers? What are the offerings that the business has for the customer? So this is key activities. Then we have key partners. Key partners. Now, even at Kaplan, we are obviously trying to solve a problem where we are helping candidates to clear their professional examinations like CFA, CMA. And for that, what we have to do is we have to partner up with certain entities. Like in our case, we have partnered up with Gleim to provide the CMA materials, right? So these partners help us deliver what the customer wants. Okay. So this is two things. So how does the business operate? Key activities, key partners. The third thing is key resources. Key resources. So what am I procuring in order to deliver these offerings? So this could include raw materials. This could include your other key resources, such as, for example, I will discuss this later on, but in Zara's case, you need those designers as well, right? So key resources over here, key resources. Then the next thing we need to know over here is key channels. Key channels. How do we reach these customers? Now we know the customers have a problem. That was the value proposition, right? And now we also need to know that how will we reach these customers? What will be our distribution channels? Now, what could be the various distribution channels that could possibly be there? Distribution channels could be, for example, mailing a particular couriering a particular product, like let's say Amazon does that, or the stores would be one of the channels, or one of the channels would be mobile phones, right? So we can even connect with Amazon on mobile phones. So this is basically the key channels with which we interact with our customers and make them buy our products. Then the last thing over here is customer relationships. So what kind of customer relationships do I have? Now, is the customer loyal to me? Is the customer loyal to me or not? Now, at Kaplan, what we do is, to all our alumni, we offer friends and family discount. And there are many such businesses around the world which gives that friends and family discount, right? The referral discounts. So those kind of stuff we have to talk about over here. Now, is that business giving that? If yes, we will get to know a point over here. So see, what all things, step by step, we are looking at one thing, so basically how we procure our raw materials, what raw materials we procure, how do we add value around that raw materials, and then what do we deliver to our customer, and how do we deliver that is what we are discussing at a high level. Then the last one is, how does the business make money? When I say money, I mean to say profits. So here our analysis has to be of two things. We need to understand the cost structure of the entity. We need to understand the cost structure of the entity, and we need to understand the revenue sources. So how do we generate revenue? So we have to look at these two items so that we can know whether the company will be able to sustain in the longer run with the business model that they are running right now. So key over here is, if you want to study the success of any business model, you have to study these two sources, revenue and cost. Is everybody clear with this? Any questions? I assure you, you can make a note of this. It's going to be a very useful framework. Now, if you are getting into finance, understanding business model is of paramount importance. I mean, whichever field you go into. So any questions, do ask me. If not, I'll be happy to proceed. Now, here, look at this. This is a very nice illustration of why you should be why should you study, or why should you know more about the business model? Now, why understanding business model is important? Now, it helps us, as I've told you, it helps us understand the relationship between certain non-financial variables and certain financial variables. So how do we connect our strategy with finance numbers? Now, with finance numbers, you see that, right? Profit and loss statement, cash flow statement, balance sheet. How does our strategy basically result into whatever financial numbers we see? Now, here is a very nice example. Let's say you are forecasting or you are building a budget. And what you want to see is the impact of a fall in input prices on margins. Now, if there is fall in input prices, that is, let's say there is the raw material prices have fallen, right? Now, obviously the margins will increase, right? But when will it increase? For that, we have to understand the business model. Now, if you look at it in the very nice illustration over here, this is the input price. That is the raw material price. That is the raw material price. And what we have done is the business has entered into a contract with the supplier where the supplier will give away the raw materials at a fixed price. This fixed price is lower than the current price that we are paying for the raw materials. So today the input prices have decreased. But will it have any margin impact in the same quarter? The answer to that is no. Now, if you think about it, if I did not know the business model, I would have shown that my margins would have gone up right away. But that's not the case. That's not the case. I will show you that because we have signed a fixed contract at a lower price, whatever happens with the raw material price in the market now is not going to impact our margins at all in the future. Now, if you look at it, the impact of fall in prices over here will happen in the fourth quarter. Why? Because once I've signed this contract, I will place the order around the second quarter. I will receive the goods and I will use it in the production in around September. So now my goods are ready in only quarter 4. Now those goods, so these goods, I will sell it in quarter 4. So what happens over here? The cost, the lower cost over here will only get impacted or will only impact the profit and loss statement in quarter 4. Now, if I did not understand the business model, if I did not know any of this picture right now that, once I sign a contract, I will have to place order, then receive the inventory, then use it in the production, and then finally sell it so that that cost appears on the balance, so that the cost appears on the income statement. So ultimately, this has to be reflected in your budget or even your financial forecasts, right? So this is the importance. With this illustration, I've already told you that the understanding of business model is very important if you want to make a career in finance. All right, everyone, all good till now? Any questions? Please do not hesitate to ask me. I know it's just a webinar, not an actual class, but I would definitely appreciate a lot of questions. So that's what I always do. Now, as I told you previously, how do we evaluate successful business models? Now, the business models, if you look at it, the business models, what you do is basically you can compare the gross profits. You can look at the gross profit of the firm. If the gross profits are very, very high for a firm, if the gross profits are very, very high as compared to its competitors, as compared to the company's competitors, now this tells me that the company is either producing the goods at a very less cost, or it is being able to sell their goods and services at a higher price. Why? Because again, those value propositions, they might be solving something, right? They might be giving a better customer services, for example, right? So that is why you need to look at the gross profits. And even after gross profits, you might look at the net income of the company, or you might even look at the cash flows. If they are higher than your competitors, and it has been consistently better than your competitors, that shows that you as a company have some competitive advantage over your competitors, right? So this is how we evaluate at a high level. Quickly you can evaluate the business model with this. Lakhan says, hi Lakhan, good evening. Thank you so much for joining in. So we have covered the framework of the business models. I will now start with the illustration. So I will again repeat what I just talked about. So these are the 4-step framework that we have for understanding the business model. Now, with this, what I will do is I will speak about one of the case studies, which is Zara's business model. I'm sure all of you have heard about Zara. A general knowledge question. Where is Zara headquartered, by the way? Anyone? Yes, fantastic. Fantastic. Mutasim. Yes, great. Yeah, it's a Spanish company. It's a Spanish company started in 1936. It employs over 100, more than 100,000 employees. It has, I mean, obviously, you know what it does. It has stores. It has around 2,000 stores, more than 2,000 stores in 80 countries. In 80 countries, it has stores. And what we are trying to understand is what has been Zara's business model, which has made uh, its founder almost the richest person of the world. I mean, at one time he was the richest. So again, and the business model, as I said, we need to understand who is the customer, what value is delivered, how business is operated across these five factors, and how does the business make money. So what does Zara do? Zara is into fast fashion. Now, what do you mean by fast fashion, and how is it different from fashion? Anyone? So fast fashion is the one which appeals to mostly youngsters. And the key quality of fast fashion is that the the new designs, the new trendy designs keep on coming or keep on hitting the stores, right? And it's not about that the trend goes away. It's just that companies like Zara, who are into fast fashion, and there are many companies who have replicated Zara's business model. What they do in fast fashion is that they create scarcity of the new designs. So what happens is there is kind of then an urgency of the buyers to go to the store and buy the product before it runs out, right? So this is what has contributed to Zara's success at a high level. But let me talk about its business model, and I'll be happy to address questions. I'll be happy to discuss if you have any points to discuss. But yeah, who are the main customers for Zara? Zara's main customers are women. Main customers are women, and this is basically between 18 years to 40 years. And what Zara does is Zara supplies, or Zara basically has these new clothes, new accessories at their store at an affordable price. So even mid-range income women are basically able to come to these stores and buy the materials, as in buy the clothes and other accessories, right? So it's targeting, Zara is targeting mid-range income group who are price conscious. So they all want new trendy clothes at an affordable price. Basically, they are targeting trend followers. So I think most of women in the world maybe trend followers. So everyone wants to wear trend, and the best place to go is Zara. And all these shoppers are impulse shoppers. That is, the moment they like anything, they will buy it because they know that it is available at a cheap rate. So this is the main customer segment for Zara, right? And what value is it delivered? What value is it delivering? So the key idea of Zara basically is that they want to basically have more designs on their clothes. So they want basically the latest designs in their stores. That is what they want to supply to the customers, and that is something that I think the founder of the company actually found. I mean, I was just reading his biography, and he was like, he worked 10 years at a tailor shop, at a garment shop, and then he figured out that women actually want new trendy clothes at an affordable rate, right? And what they want is new trends. I mean, and so what he figured out is that if I am able to design the clothes and deliver in my stores as fast as possible, I'm going to be successful. And that's what happened, right? So the key crux of the value creation over here is keep on changing the designs in the store. So no design stays in the store for more than 2 weeks, right? So they keep on changing the designs, for which obviously they have built an ecosystem of designers. So there are more than 40,000 designers that, or rather not 40,000, 4,000 designers that Zara has. So their main value addition is they basically bring in scarcity in the product life cycle. So again, customers in the fear of missing out, in the FOMO, would just come to the store and keep on buying the clothes. Now, an interesting point over here. Now, if you look at a normal fashion store, an average customer visits only 4 times a year. But with Zara, because new designs keep on churning in, an average customer comes to Zara store 17 times, because obviously they do not want to miss out on the latest trend, right? So they all want to capture the latest trend. Now, it's not that the trend gets over later on, it's just that the design is over, right? And then they bring up new designs. And these designs, where do they get an idea of these designs? So I heard this interesting story. Again, this is not that documented particularly, but I've heard it from some of the industry experts, that Zara, what it does is it basically it sends some of its employees to the stores of luxury brands, and then they see the behavior of the customers over there. If the customers like a particular design, they will quickly give a feedback to Zara's design team, and the Zara's design team would quickly design it. Tailors, obviously the production process is more automated. The things will be produced so fast that it will reach the store within 14 days. And now the price of these new designs, which are similar to the luxury designs, are available at a very cheap rate, right? So and the reason why it is available for the cheap rate is because the raw materials that they end up using is sourced at a very low price, right? So here, all these products are affordable, fashionable, as I said. There is wide range of products. And then the design, production, and delivery chain is amazing. Yeah, so Afshin, absolutely correct. So even Shein has been doing the exact same thing. And obviously, they have emulated Zara. And I'm sure it's not only Shein, but you will find a company which is doing this fast fashion, which is emulating Zara's business model across many countries. I'm sure about that, although we might have not heard about it. But yeah, we know about Shein here. Absolutely correct. Then next thing I want to discuss is, so this is the value that we are creating for the customers. And how do we do that? How the business is operated is, what are the key activities? The key activities that the company performs is basically the iteration of stock. So the designs keep on changing in the stores. And as I said, they continuously evaluate and renew their designs, at least, as I said, twice a week. Now, who promotes these Zara's designs? Who are the key partners? There are these many bloggers. There are many bloggers who would definitely keep on visiting the store, and they will keep on promoting Zara's new designs on their blogs, right? So that's one of the key partners. Do you think that is important over here for Zara? So Zara at a personal level, as a company level, do not spend much on advertisement, because here they are getting free advertisements from these bloggers, right? So they do not have to spend themselves. So see what an amazing model it is, that because these bloggers also like these designs, they are ready to promote them free of cost, right? Then the other partners are franchisee owners, obviously, and then the trend setters as well. So you bring in a celebrity who wears your design, and all of a sudden your design has become a hit. And all of a sudden, not even in 14 days, before that, all your stock is sold, right? So these key partners are very important for Zara. And then what are the key resources that they end up using? So the main resource is the designers, I would say. The main resource is designers. Obviously, the logistics, the whole supply chain is very, very important, that because they have to quickly reach the stores. So which means they maintain a huge fleet of trucks. They have a huge logistical network over there with them. Then obviously, I mean, with the better logistics that they have, the production speed will be faster. Because see, how will the production speed be faster? And how is it faster for that matter? Because all of their process is automated, right? From cutting the fabric to actually, sewing the fabric, all of this is automated for them. So again, they are using best in class technology as well. Then obviously trend spotters and even the control of the supply chain is what they have. So these are the key resources of why Zara has been successful in emulating their model. Right? Then the next one is key channels. So how do they reach their customers? So one thing obviously is the bloggers. The other way they reach their customers is from their 2000 stores. And these stores, my friends, again, this is also an advantage. The store's location is also very good because these are the prime locations, prime shopping locations of these cities or countries, right? Now here they obviously, I mean, because these are prime locations, the traffic, the customer traffic will be very, very high. And that again helps Zara over here. Then obviously they have their own website, web shops, and even they promote their products on Facebook. So these are key channels through which they reach out to their customers. Then with the customer relationship is that, I mean, they do not give any loyalty discounts or anything, but I mean, not that they might not give in the future. They might have started maybe, but the main customer relationship is that the customers won't find the same trend, price, or range anywhere else whatsoever at all. Right? So they basically get these luxury designs. The customers get luxury designs at a very affordable rate. Right? And then how does the business make money? So we need to understand their cost structure, and the major costs are obviously the logistical costs, okay, running all those trucks and everything. Production is a cost, but this is relatively lower cost. Material cost is also relatively low, but it is there in the cost structure. The store cost, so they might be paying rent or they would have bought this location. And one more thing, which we might not be able to, quickly get a grasp of, is the oil prices. See, if they are owning all these trucks, they will also have to incur these oil prices, right? Which keeps on rising or falling. Now, right now, this will basically be this will basically drag the margins of the company down, given the oil prices today. Is that right? So again, understanding the business model, quickly relating it to the market, you get a bigger picture, right? Then the revenue streams are all whatever they sell. They sell, apparel, jewelry, footwear, swimsuits, etc. All of these revenues come from 75% of this comes from women and 25% comes from men. And I mean, I usually joke about this that I'm sure, I mean, if men are going with women for shopping, they might as well buy one or two things, right? So that's what I do with my wife. Anyways, so that's how this 25% revenue came from. All right. So that's Zara. Any questions, any thoughts, any comments? I would love to hear them. Nothing? Guys, you can be interactive here. Okay. Okay, similar model. I can once again show it to you so that you get a hang of it. I'll rather go through it uh, in a more quicker way. But yeah, the next is Emirates Airlines model. Okay, Emirates Airlines model. So Emirates Airlines, it's an airline company. It obviously has aircrafts. Now, here, if you look at it, who are their main customers? Who are their main customers? So obviously the customers are first class, business class, economy class, individual businesses, right? So these are the customers. So this is something that you would already be aware of. What value is delivered? What value is delivered is that the main business model of Emirates Airline is its hub and spoke model. What do you mean by hub and spoke model? Is that Dubai is the hub, and what it does is it connects you to, so this is like the spokes of bicycle. It connects you to 150 destination in over 80 countries, right? So the Emirates airline has formed Dubai as an hub, and what it has done is it has made connections to around 150 destinations, and obviously, Dubai is being used as a layover. It's as used as a connectivity of as a connectivity flights you can catch from here. So this is the hub and spoke model, and this is the major value addition that they're doing. So people from, let's say, if some of these Asian countries would stop over at Dubai, and then from Dubai, they might be able to get a cheaper flight because there is more traffic from Dubai to countries like, let's say, Ireland, for example, right? So here, this hub and spoke model is obviously the value addition for the customers. What is the other value addition for the customer? It's a major player in the air freight industry because, again, Dubai as an hub, there's tons of cargo that go through Dubai. So this is another value addition that it is giving to various businesses and customers across the world. And then obviously it has been renowned for leading market trends such as the ICE that you see in your when you go to Emirates Airlines, that is personal entertainment, that the videos that you are able to see. They have one of the best lounges in the world at the airport. And then they also allow passengers to use mobile phones. I mean, they were the first one, although many many airlines have now allowed you to use mobile phones by paying extra. But then again, Emirates Airlines was the first airline to allow us to use the mobile. Now, how does the business provide value to the customers? The key activities over here involve, it provides passenger services, ground handling, baggage handling, aircraft maintenance. So this is how they cater to their customers. Their key partners include obviously Boeing and Airbus. Now, one important thing about Emirates Airlines is that they only use these two types of aircrafts. So Boeing and Airbus. Whereas what you see is that other airlines use variety of aircrafts. What that means is that this is a very important part of the business model, okay? Because here your cost will be slightly lower. Because Boeing and Airbus are similar airlines, they need similar kind of maintenance staff and similar kind of maintenance. Whereas if you have different kind of aircrafts, then the maintenance becomes a little complicated, which means you will end up incurring more and more costs, right? So this is another key aspect of the business model of Emirates Airline. And the other partners, Dubai International Airport, obviously. And then there is a code share agreements with other airlines. What is code share agreements? Code share agreements is, let's say there is one airline, or let's say one flight at a particular time on a particular date. Now this is being sold by two different airlines. This flight ticket is being sold by two different airlines in their name. Let's say, for example, Emirates Airlines has a code share agreement with Qantas. Qantas is an Australian airline. Now, if on a particular route, on a particular flight, this will be sold by Qantas in their name, this will be sold by Emirates Airline in their name. Similarly, Emirates Airlines has code sharing agreements with many such airlines across the world, right? So this is another source of revenue for Emirates Airlines. Then the key resources that they use is their 262 aircrafts, which are some of them leased, some of them owned. Their low-cost staff, because see, understand, it's a big hub that Emirates Airlines have been able to set up in Dubai, but the staff cost is typically low because these guys have staff from, let's say, India and Pakistan and Bangladesh. So which means that they will be able to pay a lower salary. So which means a lower cost on staff. And then obviously the big thing that they need is fuel. Okay, so this is the major part of their cost structure, the fuel. And how do they reach their customers? Through online, airports, some aggregators like booking.com, Make My Trip, GoIbibo, and so on and so forth, and then travel agencies. So this is how they reach their customers. Then customer relationships, they offer these loyalty discounts, Sky Awards, business rewards, private first class suites, and then also the first to offer mobile services. What How do they make money? Their cost structure, as I've told you, it's fuel, staff labor, airport user charges, depreciation, taxes. This is pretty straightforward. This is the only different thing that you need to be aware of, airport user charges. And their revenue streams come from passenger services, cargo, and excess baggage, right? So this is how they make their money, right? So this, I hope, gave you the framework for understanding the business model, right? Does anyone want to make a note of it, take a picture, do it? And try to implement it with the various companies that you're trying to analyze. All good, everyone? Okay. Any questions for me? Any thoughts, any doubts on the business model? Please do ask me. Okay, now just wanted to quickly talk about our training solutions, Kaplan's training solutions, real quick. So in Kaplan Training Solutions, so one of the courses that we provide is the CMA, and the CMAs are management accountants, certified management accountants. Now, with this course, you can become a financial controller of the company, you can become a financial manager of a company, you can become a cost accountant of a company, you can even reach the CFO level. So financial controllers, basically the financial controller is one position below the CFO level. So now management accountant is not only accountant, it will do the accounting work, but it will also help in basically preparing the financial reports, and will also be involved in key decision making by the management of the company. So it's a very important role because it supports the top level management of the firm. Now, why should you do a CMA with us? Because the one thing is that we have 6 full-time certified trainers who have combined experience of over 80 years teaching CMA, right? We are the market leaders in finance training globally and in the GCC region. And one thing which is very important is in clearing the CMA exam is the study materials. And we use the best in class study materials, which is GLIME. And what you will see in the classrooms is you will see a lot of, a lot of this writing the way I'm doing right now, but it will be in a much better handwriting in the classes. So you will have the trainer notes. You will have a lot of these exam practice questions that we will do in the class. We will give you a lot of practice questions. We will give you a lot of quizzes. We will help you with the mock exams. There will be some revision sessions. And trust me, these revision sessions, I have heard it from the last batch of students that it was a game changer for them. So apart from the prep sessions, the revision sessions, the students have told us that those 2 sessions led them to clear the exam. Then, because we are a full-time, we are a team of 6 full-time trainers, you'll get a lot of doubt clearing support on WhatsApp, and you can even come one-on-one on any of the days and get your doubts cleared. So Kuldeep has a question. What's the difference between GLIME and Wiley? Like Kuldeep, here we earlier used to use Wiley materials, but now we have recently changed to GLIME because we found the materials to be better. And why is the material better? Now, the major thing or the primary thing that you need to have in mind is to clear the CMA exam, you need to practice a lot of questions. So one thing is that GLIME has more number of questions for you to practice. And these questions are very closely worded as you will see on the exams, on your real exam. So which is why we found GLIME better. What we found in Wiley is that there were a lot of these, question construction issues. We saw a certain content which was not covered in detail, which the trainers had to explicitly cover in the class so that you do well on your exam. So that is the reason why we moved to GLIME, Kuldeep. I hope I answered your question. Mohammed has a question, how many hours for CMA? Mohammed, I will tell you later as well, but right now we are beginning our batches from 15th of October, and the batches run till January. And what you need to do is you have to give around 150 to 200 hours of prep. And what that means is that also includes our sessions and our revision sessions as well. So all in all, if you look at 3 months, on an average, on a daily basis, you should ideally study 1 hour. And that should be helpful for you to clear the exam, right? With Kaplan, also what you see is there is a flexibility. You can attend the sessions in the classroom, or you can attend the sessions online. So these are all blended sessions. So you can choose to come to our classes, attend our sessions, and in case there is one day, for example, where you are not well or you have some emergency at home, you can even attend the sessions online, but you can also go through the full course online as well. So these are all blended sessions that we have. And then we will keep on telling you about how your progress has been through your quizzes. We will get a feedback through your quizzes. We will give you a feedback. We will help you work on the areas which you are basically not comfortable with right now. And we can definitely get into a doubt solving session as well. So this is why you should choose Kaplan. As I said, we have classroom, a program, live, online, and even we will provide you the study materials. With respect to our prep sessions are approximately, this is approximate 50, but here we will have approximately 56 hours of sessions. That is 13 sessions of 4 hours each. And we will practice a lot of questions in the class. We will give you regular assignments, and we will even do the essay question practice with you. Then the next thing is after these sessions, we will also do revision sessions. So there will be 16 hours of intense revision sessions. And all these lectures will be recorded, right? And additionally, we have just come up with, in the last couple of batches, a question-based day. In the question-based day, you solve some questions with us. You will look at the trainer's style of solving the questions. Trainer's style of solving the question, which you can emulate it in your exam, and you will never make a mistake if you are able to successfully emulate that style. Then these are our expert trainers. As I told you, all of us are full-time trainers over here. This is me. You already know about me. We have Sana, who has been teaching accounting and other finance courses, including CMA, for over 8 years. Mr. Bilal has been teaching CFA, CPA, ACCA for the last 16 years. And he's very experienced in teaching CMA in this region, including the other trainers. Mr. Hatem has been teaching CMA, and he has been teaching other finance courses at various corporates. And he has been teaching again for around 10 years. Taha has been in this region. He was with Phoenix Financial Training Center for 7 years, and he has been teaching ACCA, CMA over there as well. And we have Shannon Thomas, again around 10 years of experience teaching CFA and CMA. So again, our total experience, if you look at it, is more than 80 hours, and we are definitely equipped to help you clear the exams in one go. And what do you get with GLIME materials? I've spoken a lot about GLIME materials. And what do you get with the GLIME material? Obviously, you will get 2,500 MCQs, 105 essay questions for practice. See, CMA exams have two things. First, you solve 100 MCQs, then you solve 2 essay type questions. GLIME is the only material across that has the most essay questions, which you can go over and practice. Then they also provide you mock exams. And then this is a Smart Adapt platform. In this Smart Adapt platform, you do the questions, and the GLIME, the online access itself will tell you which areas of the material you need to work on more. So this is the Start Adapt. You can even build your study planner. And if you are not from accounting or finance background, there are even bite-sized audio notes, which will just give you some, basic terminologies that you need to be aware of about finance, right? And these are expertly authored books, very nicely structured, better than Gleim that I have seen over here. And trust me, this is really, we have received some amazing feedback about the Gleim books. And we have received this feedback from those people who have studied with us through Wiley, who are studying now with us with Gleim. So very positive feedback that we have received, that the course is very nicely structured. And what you will also get from us is a learning management system. Now, in this learning management system, this is Kaplan's own proprietary learning management system. And what you will get is, this is your one-stop solution of all the material that we are going to provide you. It includes your class notes, so trainers' handwritten notes. It includes the course slides, which you can refer to anytime. It shows your Zoom links. So in case you ever want to join a session online, these are links as well. And very nicely, this has happened after COVID, by the way. What you are seeing is now we also give you these recorded videos. Now, every lecture is recorded, whether it's a question-based day, whether it's a normal session, whether it's a revision session. So in case you miss it, you can view the recording. In case you got, let's say, you couldn't understand one part of a particular topic in a 4-hour lecture, you can go back to that recording. You can even ask questions on the WhatsApp group. So all of that is available on this one-stop solution over here. And then even sometimes you will basically see some bite-sized video learning that we will keep on posting. And what you will also see is, we not only want you to be, we not only want you to help clear the CMA exams, we want you to be employable. So what we do is we give 2 free days for you where we teach you employable skills. Now, if you're a finance student, you are studying CMA, you are a finance student, we will give you some key skills which employers want, like financial modeling skills, financial storytelling, data analytics, blockchain and crypto. Trust me, here we have received some amazing feedback, and even based on this learning that you get in a day or two, people have secured jobs as well. So this is the financial skills training for the first day. And then we even help you with leadership development training. And here we will help you build your CV. We will basically help you with some basics on personal branding, interview skills, which will again help you become employable. And what I also want to say is that if you come to us for your CMA course, then what you can get is a discount from us. So the original fees, if you look at it, is 5,363 for only one part. CMA is a 2-part exam, right? For only one part, you have to pay 5,363. But if you come with Kaplan, because we are platinum course provider for IMA, we almost waive off this entrance fee. So you will only have to pay for these two. You will only have to pay 992. For the exam fees, you will have to pay 1,322. And even the second fees is also included. You have to pay 1,322. And the total fees that you will have to pay is 3,636 across 2 levels. Sorry, this is not applicable. This is the total fees for part 1 and part 2, if you clear the exam in one go. And you can do this whole course at 3,636, right? So this is the exclusive discount that you're getting in order to enroll yourself with Kaplan, once you enroll yourself with Kaplan. And let me also please note these dates, everyone. So the part 1 date for CMA part 1 in Dubai, we are starting on 15th October. CMA part 2, we are starting on 30th October. And we have also launched our courses in Abu Dhabi in the last batch. We are starting that on 23rd of October. Now, because you are attending this webinar, we will give you additional 5% discount, right? And what is the Kaplan fees? Kaplan fees is for preparation course and the revision course. The total fees that you have to pay per part is 3,937. If you purchase both the parts, slight discount. Both the parts can be purchased at a combo of 7,500. If you're not interested in revisions, then the preparation sessions are for 3,200 and everything is included over here. No extra fees for any of these things. Right? I'm available for question and answers, everyone. Please let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to address them. Any questions for me? Please do not hesitate to ask any questions. Here, Kuldeep. Here, basically, I told you, right, there is preparation sessions and then there is revision sessions. So yeah, Sandy is here. So this is 56 hours of preparation plus 16 hours of revision. This includes both. And this Prep Pro only includes this 56 hours. So Ahmed, yes. So Sandy, can you respond to that for person outside Emirate? Is it the same fees or is it different? By the way, Sandy is our program advisor. I will show her contact over here. So Ahmed, so it's the same fees, just that you'll also have the courier charges for the books. We will transport it to you. And Mohammed, this is Sandy's number. You can reach out to her. And you can even reach out to me if you want. My number is this 055-146-4298. My name is Shiv. I'm the head of CMA, by the way. What is the charge for second attempt for any of the section? All right, Mohammed, let me point that out. So see, in case, and God forbid, if you do not clear the exam in first attempt, well, from Kaplan's perspective, you will have a free resit. So you can come to our next batch and you do not have to pay anything. So there is a free resit. But yeah, you will have to obviously pay the, IMA fees for the exam. Did I answer your question, Mohammed? All right, fantastic. Guys, any other questions? Please do not hesitate. I'll go back to this page. You have the exam, you have the CMA exam. When do you have it? September, October? So Kuldeep, that's a great question. If by chance second attempt is needed, do we still get the discounted exam fees? No, so these IMA discounts are only one time, actually, Kuldeep. So these IMA discounts are only one time for a particular part. But for both the parts, you will individually get those discounts one time. Will we have advanced level of financial planning or building financial business model soon? You're talking about a webinar? Zabiullah, so you're talking about a webinar? So see, some part of financial planning is covered in CMA as well. So there is a whole topic on budgeting and variance analysis in the CMA course. So we do cover some part of it in Excel sometimes. And yes, we can definitely take your suggestion over here, and we can have a webinar soon on this as well. And obviously, we teach it in the in the CMA course as well. And so I will take this suggestion. Very nice suggestion. Thank you so much. Yeah, we can definitely have this webinar soon. So Jitin, there are two fees, right? This is the Kaplan fees. This is Kaplan fees, and this is on this slide. This was the IMA fees. IMA is the body which conducts the CMA exam. So these are two separate. But this is after around 40% discount, 3636 to the IMA. But this is for both part 1 and part 2. Kuldeep, this one, this fees. Okay, okay, got it. Okay, very nice questions. Thank you. Any other questions? Did we answer all the questions? Did we miss anything? I think I did. All right, Mohammed. Yes, you can speak to Sandy. Definitely. She'll definitely be able to help you out. Any other questions, anyone? Sandy and I are over here. Thank you so much, Kuldeep. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Mohammed. Definitely, Zabihullah. Thank you so much for joining in. Hope you enjoyed the webinar. And yeah, I will remember your suggestion. So watch out for the emails from us. Looks like no further questions. Please raise your hand if you have any questions. Thank you, Jitin. Thank you so much for attending the webinar. Thank you so much for taking out this time. Thank you, Madan. Thank you so much. Great to have you today. Hope to see you in one of my sessions soon. Thank you so much for joining. Definitely, Madan. Thank you so much. All right, looks like no further questions. Well, thank you so much for joining in, everyone. Looking forward to meeting you soon.